You know when you're ready, George.
Alright.
Shit. You ready? Put your phone down, nigga. Let's get to work. You need a bell or something. This the theme music supposed to be on this part.
Right.
Yeah, Slab got him.
Yeah, alright. I need y'all to do me a favor real quick. I need to talk to y'all mics at the same time, then I'm be ready.
Alright, coffee.
Yeah, you need to shave your back.
Fuck. Tell your mother when she free, I'm free, nigga. Fuck that.
Shave back.
Shave your back.
Shave my back.
Be hairy.
Bitches love it. They rub all up and down on it.
You got that taco
You got
back
that
20 for
taco.
20.
Yeah.
You put my back something, nigga. You want to see the chest hairs? Shit. I'll be combing my
Yeah, you
chest
said
hairs.
that
I
shit
put my
called-
beard wash in my chest
That
hairs.
shit called hot pads.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
saying, the fuck was that on your face? Yeah, hot pads.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see it.
yeah man.
Talk to the mics.
Yo.
Alright,
I don't have a
What's the
rib
deal?
in my mouth. I can lick and stick your little click.
maybe one day I'll look for a young girl like you. Alright.
I'm mad we didn't think about saving all that shit that we did when we was younger.
Slab, say something.
Yo.
What, just the golden coin? Oh, Chuck E. Cheese.
Ask about that. Like, yeah, put that shit on there.
Fuck the Chuck E. Cheese token and shit. We good, Pepsi?
Yeah, we good, I guess. Let's go.
Pepsi George.
Y'all ready?
Amira,
Yes, sir.
let me use your wall piece right fast.
A lot of this is gonna get cut anyway, so don't worry
Tell
about
Andre why not give me that wall piece right fast.
I'm hoping the video is good.
Damn, that wall piece connected to the wall.
To the wall.
You might have to use that shit you just told him to use on the back of the thing.
Yeah. But you know that shit take a hell of a line of charge. Ain't no big deal.
Alright, man.
Y'all ready?
Hand me a beer smoke, please. 100. Just had that shit over here.
Hey, you feel me, brother?
Appreciate it. Yeah, man, we ready.
Alright.
Alright.
And go.
What you gonna say? And action? Yeah. What it do? It's Jones. I ain't gotta look at the camera, but it's Jones. You know that guy next to me, Two Shot Slab.
What's up, man?
We got some guests in the building today. We got B. George, Brother Smoke over there in the cut.
What it do, fellas?
Another episode of the Mike is Right podcast.
You know?
Um,
I don't know, what you want to consider this the first
Time
one?
out. Can we
Hold
pause real quick?
don't worry about it.
What's happening?
All this shit will get cut.
Did you just keep recording over stuff like that all the time? I thought it was supposed to just keep going down.
It normally does. Let me see. Little technical difficulties. Well, just stop it and see what you got so far. I'm gonna play it.
Did they play it from the beginning?
Yes.
No. He just recorded the last little part. Okay, let me see.
This nigga
Let me
was
see, let me see.
just approach your own computer. But no, because then I would have had to wait for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember waiting from songs from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the message in the email would be, leave me alone. I'm like, what? Niggas trying to work. Look, man, I'm trying to get all this shit right. I think for the most part, you don't see the wires.
Yeah.
But this is why I was like a table would be a lot better, not just for this. That's why I'm saying I would rather you have this
Mm-hmm.
and not that.
No,
Not that.
that's-
I mean, I know it's cool for now, but
Mm-hmm.
I would rather that be like for somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a third mic. There's two mics here.
Say something, Slab.
Yo.
Say something, Jones. Alright, let's try that again. Go ahead.
We on?
Yeah, we good.
All right. Now, Mike is Right podcast. I'm Jones. That's Slab. Smoke is
right.
in the building.
What's going on, fellas?
B. George is in the building. We here. Inaugural episode. Probably
This
should be
is
some
the first.
banners and streamers and shit like that going on, but
Yeah.
ain't none of that going on right now. So
We getting there.
yeah, little by little, we gonna have a nice little setup and all of that. But you know, we just figured we might as well just get to work and just start it. So, what's been going on, Slab? Talk to me.
Chilling, man. Every day's a motherfucking adventure. That's all I know.
For better or worse, I guess.
Happy to be living, man.
Aren't we all, man? Aren't we all? George, what's up? You gotta speak a little loud. You ain't bring your mic.
I'm tired. He said he hot. He tired, boss.
Yeah, see, George ready to go. George got a nice little ride to DC.
He gonna get it in.
He gonna blast some soca music. You still fucking with that soca music?
All day.
Let me ask you something about that.
All right.
I know you ain't on the mic or nothing like that, but this is just a pressing question that I gotta ask my man George. George, when we was growing up, George had the booming sound system, would wake you up playing Liquid Swords and shit, the RZA,
Fact.
and all of a sudden, then he transitioned into Hughes Jewel's fame.
Hey.
Yeah,
SAS and all that.
yeah. I say yeah. He went across the border with that shit. But I'll be like, yo, like, did you? So you have officially washed your hands of the culture?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Be a little louder.
I'm gonna come close.
Oh, go ahead.
I wouldn't consider myself washed of the culture, but
Washed.
it's the music is tied to the unforgettable experience. So every time
The
you
soca
listen,
music.
yeah, every time
Okay.
you listen, it's like you reliving that experience because it's so tied to the culture.
Okay.
And so,
Cause he be at Carnival dressed like Rey Mysterio. Real shit.
Yeah, give us a little bit of that. Give us, cause you know we ain't.
I
We
ain't.
don't know
Yeah,
about
I
that
don't
shit,
know
so-
about Carnival,
You know,
Carnival, whatever you
Bring
call
us
it.
into a day in the life for that.
it's
And don't get yourself in trouble.
it's
Get yourself.
I don't know how
Content.
I don't know how to explain. I need to be better about the actual history of the event and what's actually exposed to me. But it's more. It's not just one day. It's like technically carnival season is months of events, partying, costumes,
Come on, man, speak it up.
and all that. But
So it's like Mardi Gras times 1,000.
Mardi Gras is based off of Carnival.
Okay.
So Carnival started in
Mardi
1862.
Gras is like white people's bootleg wannabe Carnival.
Okay.
And so
Oh, so they don't want to be with the black and brown folk. They just want to party like the black and brown
I
folk.
want to be with the
try to.
brothers.
This is the next to last day of Black History Month too. So
Fact.
I want to say a big shout out to all the. All right, not that, but big shout out to all the African Americans that have went on to do great things in this great country of ours that we built on our backs.
That's a fact.
All
All the
it's
pioneers.
so funny.
Smoke feet down your shit about
Twinkling his toes and shit.
Hard working man socks right there. My man like do breaks and shit.
Work hard, man.
Shit. The sweat started at the top and it just
You know,
makes its way down, man. What the fuck? But yeah, man, it is Black History Month. We got one more day because this is a leap year. So just want to say a shout out to everybody who has done things. And
Speaking of the year, bro, like I've been wanting to get into this shit, man. It's some wicked shit going on so far this year, man.
It's a lot of shit in the air, man.
Look, man, this year got an eerie feeling to it, man. Already, and we only going into the third month. Like,
Alright.
yo, it's
Eerie, how so?
Eerie in the sense of it's just rough. I mean, I guess it's in your face stuff. So you got celebrity deaths that's in your face from
like unreal celebrity deaths.
Who
Like,
died besides Kobe?
ain't no besides Kobe.
it was enough for like 5 right there.
Yeah, if it was a bus accident or a car crash, it's like, but you don't hear
There's
helicopter.
some
know
that
that-
died with him too.
Yeah,
And you know
But
that.
I mean,
rest in
you
peace
we
to
got
Kobe
these,
A
Bryant.
whole another family died in there too.
And
Yeah.
nowadays we got these little situations with people killing women and kids now. So that's
Yeah, I've been
it's
seeing
an airy world out here.
Yeah, man. So I just definitely want to say rest in peace to all the families involved in the Kobe Bryant tragedy and watching the memorial a couple days ago on Monday, the 24th, it was tough. I caught some glimpses of it, but it seemed like every time I caught it, it was some heartfelt shit. So
Let me ask y'all this: what y'all think causing the world to go crazy?
oh, that's deep.
I don't know, man. I think
can't
I think another moon is growing or something. Like I think we about to have 2 moons now or some shit. Like I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know. I can't say the world going crazy. I can only speak for our city. You know, I think, you know, a lot of this, you know, all this nonsense going on, it got to do with, you know, people's upbringing, how you know, your household. You know,
I really think it's also, I think it's a social, I don't want to say it's because of social media, but I think
that
everything
plays a big part.
everything good, bad, and indifferent is in your face. And now, granted, it's been that way. Like WorldStar been out for years, 10 plus years now. But I mean, you pick your phone up, regardless if you're looking on social media, you can swipe over and look at CNN or something like that, and there's some crazy shit going on.
But then that
But
goes
you
back
know
to
what's
what
the-
Smoke said.
But you know what's the number one killer disease? Jealousy, man. And that's why I say that.
I mean, as far as like murders and stuff.
Facebooks and, you know, the social media play a big part. You got people out here stunting, you know, and you know, it opens the eyes of the wolves.
Most definitely,
you know.
most definitely. I mean, but like to your point, as far as being eerie, I don't want to sound insensitive, but I won't say murders are not eerie to me.
Right.
When you say eerie, I think about, damn, Kobe.
Yeah.
That is,
right.
you know, you lose. I mean, anybody else you lose, and now they got the motherfucking
Yeah.
coronavirus.
When you say eerie, I'm thinking ghosts in the closet type shit. Like that's eerie.
Nah,
Not in a sense.
more
Not in
of
a
a-
sense,
but I see what you're saying.
It could be more like, I don't want to say spiritual, but like,
Physical, emotional.
nah, it's just something. It's just something in the air. Something just don't feel right.
That's what
something
I
in the water.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know if it's like, you know,
something in our water. And
it might be the waters. It might be the waters. With climate change, ain't that what they be talking about a lot?
Yeah, it's something. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's something going on in the fucking. It's like a universal shift going on or something right now, or even that, or you know, like I think the motherfucking. Like theoretically, I think the motherfucking revolution has begun. Like
We don't know
this
yet.
shit
That's
ready
true.
to get real.
Right in
Like
2020.
this shit ready to get real, man. Like yo, it's like.
But didn't they say that about Y2K? I was about to say Y2J. Chris Jericho and shit.
No, I think, you know, like, no offense, you know, to my people, but I just think we just, like, we so 1 + 1 = 2. It was just like, we were so used to being in the first, what's that? Millennium? That's a millennium?
Yeah.
1000, that's a millennium?
Mhm.
We were so used to being in the first millennium, it's just like, oh, okay, it's 1999 and it's about to be a brand new millennium. Something big must be about to happen. Like, I don't really believe all
And then
that dumb
and shit happened.
I never fell into
know, it
that.
was like-
Even though we was
It was
like,
like, I mean, we was like
13.
13. Yeah.
You
Y'all
know.
remember 92Q played Prince song all day 1999?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somebody went to the
I
radio
remember
station
that
and was like, I had to cut this shit off. I'm not taking no more.
Shout out to 92Q, man.
Okay.
Shout out to all my motherfucking
Now,
people.
now
doing
my
shit
thing
over
is,
there.
all right, this coronavirus, is it like Zika and Ebola? Because the symptoms
it ain't on the
are-
scale of Ebola yet. I mean, but see, I don't really say.
I heard they
I
found
don't
a
know,
cure already.
Yeah.
So you,
But they say it's gonna take them a year.
That's not true. They don't have a cure for it yet. It's gonna take them a year for them to get treatment for it. You can't technically get treated for it. They just can like give you stuff to help your symptoms. I don't know
Black people
100%.
don't get
I don't
viruses like
know.
that.
Oh, and that's another thing I just read earlier today is that it's harder for a person with this melanin, not melanie. I always get the shit fucked
See,
up.
but don't buy into that stuff because that shit ain't proven.
They just say
Don't
that shit
go
to
out
make
there-
us feel
Don't
better.
go out there and let somebody call for you and shit think you ain't gonna get
I'll
sick.
do that shit without the shit.
I'm just
man.
saying.
But on another note, what y'all think about this police brutality and you know how we been treated in our black community?
That shit been going
I
on
think
before. That
shit
shit been going
Yeah,
on
it-
before we
Shit
was
was like
here.
so couple
It's
years
been going
ago.
on before we was
Like-
here. The only difference is you see
It
the
came
shit.
to the light. It's more cameras out
Yeah,
there.
you see the shit. I mean, I don't really think it's. To be honest, I don't think it's probably no different than it was in the '80s.
Ain't nobody still being held accountable.
even though you said
No,
that.
because you
some
still
people are sometimes. But it's changing the conversation.
I just hope that as a father and Smoke and Slab are fathers too, that by the time they grow up, they don't see it as much as we see it. Now, as you still got some of these older, conservative people who aren't going to change their ways and still thinking this is 1962
See where the problem come in is where
water hoses and
you know, the
dogs and
youngins-
shit. You couldn't have. I'm sorry, I've died. You
know,
see me on the
but
History
you know-
Channel dying.
But
'cause
see, I think it's more
sick
of an
dog
eye
on
opener
me.
now because it's always been a mentality in the in the hood and the ghettos of everybody saying fuck the police. But when you got your corporate world, when you got
This nigga really think he fucking. I don't even know who this nigga think he is. Right?
He on this shit right now, man.
Yeah.
when you
Come on.
everybody scream fuck the police,
That
but
nigga
it
used to wear the
becomes a
vest
different
on
problem.
CNN, D-Ray.
When your regular 9 to 5 corporate people, never been in trouble, now they scared to get pulled over because all it takes is one cop to have a bad day. That changed.
That's why I wear my seatbelt, man.
Look.
You mean seatbelt?
Where we taking this shit? We going a whole lot of
Yeah,
different
we've
directions
been
with this first
everywhere so far.
episode. We ain't
and-
trying to get that serious.
Nah,
right
I'm
now.
trying to structure this shit right.
So
So
what about these bitches on Instagram, man?
Oh, wow.
This is what's
Oh, the
pissing
Instagram.
me
Look how
off.
we just transitioned.
This is what's
Insta
pissing me
We
off.
went from coronavirus to the climate change.
Because I feel like we was
doing a little bit of
being
everything.
too podcasty. We was being too like niggas was I don't know. This nigga think he rolling mud. And shit. He over there like y'all niggas too scripted right now. We need to come on, relax, man, relax. What about these Insta bitches? What is going on with this? This is what I want. This is the shit I want to talk about.
What about them?
Yo, everything is fucking fake. Everything is like.
I
yo,
seen
I'm
something
getting
on
tired
Twitter
of this
earlier
shit, man.
that a chick was like, the caption was like, the tweet said, "These are the type of pics that I would send my man." Right?
Right.
First of all, if you would send your man these pics, why are they
they
on Twitter?
Yeah.
And it was her in the tank top.
Saying.
It was her in the tank top pulling down her, her breast.
Right.
Beautiful breast, by the way.
Mm.
And I'm a titty man.
Yeah.
I know.
You
Y'all,
know-
y'all niggas like asses and shit.
You
Nah.
know to take a gander or two at the
What?
breasts.
Yeah, a gander to 200.
I'm an ass man. I'm an
Yes.
ass man.
But something like that, I'm like, well, if you would send your man a titty pic, why are you sending it to a bunch of men that, number one, you probably ain't even interested in. Number
Right.
two,
Because they play games like that. Well, go ahead.
yeah, number two, like who? I mean, I don't want to say who wants to see him. I do, but
Mhm.
you broadcasting it. I
Right.
mean, what type of man do you think you're gonna attract?
Which leads to I guess you say, what do you mean? What you want to talk about when you say that? I guess so. My point being is, I feel like as a father, you know what I'm saying? Like it hits me from time to time. Not like I said. I mean, like you said, like we shallow. We men, we want to see it from time to time, But me being a father, it's like, and I've been a father for a long time. Like, bro, I've been a father for the last fucking 14 years. It's like, bruh,
that's what it is.
I don't want to. I'm thinking, what are these bitches' kids thinking? Like, or is they so like? It's just the selfishness that fucks me up. Like, and if you read under these bitches' captions for real, it's always some single shit. It's always some I'm living my life. I'm gonna do me. And I feel like these bitches only living for the moment, and they don't realize like once it's on the internet, it's forever.
This sounds personal.
Like, oh no, it ain't personal. My hell no. My bitch ain't about to be. That's crazy. That ain't happening. I'm just saying, personal to me, like like.
I get it, but
These bitches is really on they really like ass naked on
modern day
Instagram.
prostitution.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, your kids is like,
you already answered the question. Answer to your question. You already answered it.
what's that?
Why they do it? You already said it.
If it's modern day prostitution,
attention.
and this goes back to the whole thing. You can see this now. Women were probably willing to do this years ago, but never had a platform to do so. It's attention. their insecurities. They want to feel good about themselves. They got
But
nice
it's the
titties. They want to
wrong
show them.
attention.
That I mean that could be a part of it, but it's also let's break it down even on the basic levels. It's an easy way to be successful.
Very
Exactly.
easy.
In terms of financial.
Very
Exactly.
easy. Because if I take my shirt off, I'm guaranteed to lose like 50 followers.
It's like it's like being
It's
a
like
stripper without having to be in a strip club.
Right.
It's a
You're
money
still-
making industry.
And you're probably going to get what you want faster. Versus you get a nigga like me who going in a strip club. I'm going to get like 3 drinks and tip you about a good $38 and I'm ready to go. Versus you post pictures like that, you going to get a nigga in your DM like, shorty, I give you $2,500 right now. What's up? Let's go.
And then, you know.
Now you'd have made
nowadays,
$2,500
that's
jump up
it's-
and down on the
And
nigga.
it's also
But
that's what the
it's
culture
definitely
is directing people to say like what's the thing to do in the culture.
And what's the norm at these days?
But you
Like,
know, it actually is. It is like prostitution because you got some of these females that take these pictures and they actually be willing and asking people to
It's
you
the
know,
norm.
to
You-
sell the pictures.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans?
baby.
Yeah,
OnlyFans,
OnlyFans.
baby.
you know about that? Yo, you did. Freak.
The nigga that shakes his head but don't gives you a verbal answer, that
He
means
knows
quite a bit
OnlyFans.
about that. He knows quite a bit
I
about
know,
that.
but I ain't never paid nobody.
I'm about to say, what's your login?
I ain't paying nobody no shit.
What's your log and we're sharing
Yeah, I
around
got
like a
like
Netflix
videos for all
password.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, but, all right. So I got a question. Like, it's your girl, and she's, you know, she's just doing her thing or whatever, and I don't know how she's hiding it from you, but she's managed to hide it from you for about 6 months to a year, and you know, you just looking through her phone one day, and not to say you that type of guy, but whatever.
can't
You just
hide
looking
that.
through her phone one day, and boom, you
6
like,
months is a long time to hide
Yeah,
that.
hide
If
something.
and I'm only saying that because if you're my girl, chances are somebody in my camp also follows. They follow.
They sing this, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but for the sake of arguments,
For the
let's just
sake
go
of
with the
argument.
6
For the
months
sake
to
of
a year.
argument.
Somehow
It don't have to
she's-
be 6 months to a year, just whatever. She just hiding
You
it.
found
and
out,
just-
right?
She could be hiding it for a day. You find out. You know, of course, we're gonna approach you. We're gonna, you know.
That ain't my style. I don't get down like that.
But-
I don't-
But
that ain't my
You don't
type
get
of
down like that?
shit. That ain't my type
Shorty
of shit.
making every bit of let's go monthly with it. Shorty making 10 bands a month.
Do you accept it or you don't?
10 bands a month.
All right.
And you have a
I'm
you have
fucked
a
up.
given
I'm fucked
girlfriend.
up enough to say
Time
I
out.
will
Let me
accept
see.
it until I get on my feet to not accept it. If I need that 10 band, if I'm well
Spoken
off
like
enough,
a real nigga.
If I'm-
Spoken
if
like
I'm
a
not-
real nigga.
How long you know this person? Did you like have a long term relationship? I mean, not long.
let's just say 2
Well, it
years.
shouldn't
You know
matter
them
because
for a
let's
while
say
before
two-
you got
Let's
into
say 2 years.
Or you just
Let's
met
say
her yesterday. Like,
let's say
Well,
2
it can't
years
be
y'all
that
been
because
good.
If this is the other, you know, you have your girlfriend or whatever. the case
Let's
may
say
be,
2
so
years
you
y'all
gotta
been
have
straight.
something in.
Let's say 2 years y'all been straight. All right. So
This shit-
January of 2020, January to 20, what's that? 2022. My math is
Yeah.
off. That's 2 years.
This honey.
Now let's say
this,
May.
This love you.
Let's say May of 2022, which is almost 2.5 years. She starts doing this. Well, she's been doing it from January to May or June. Let's say June to 6 months.
the Instagram thing or OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is more graphic. Instagram, you put your titty out, that picture is gone before I can get my nut off.
Right. We saying OnlyFans.
Twitter.
Nah, Twitter's freaky.
Oh.
Twitter's freaky. You can
We
really
saying
have, you can really have a
OnlyFans,
dick beating session on
your
Twitter.
girl.
I'm
This
just-
is your
I'm
girl.
serious. Like, have you seen Twitter?
This your girl.
You gotta go, yo. You don't be on Twitter, yo. Get on Twitter.
It's the one you were dying for.
Get on Twitter. Let's talk shit together.
This your
We can make
wifey.
some money.
This wifey. This
This is
real
I
life
love you,
wifey.
boo boo. That's who this is.
This wifey. Y'all just bought
This
a
the one
house.
that was in the kitchen with Ma making her famous sweet potato pie, getting the recipe. This is her. This is
And
her.
you like, yo, where all this motherfucking extra money coming from? This bitch buying me Balenciagas now. This bitch buying me Tom
Fuck
Ford
Balenciagas.
shades
This
and all
bitch
that.
buying. This bitch paying all the bills.
She talking about vacations. We going to Jamaica. We ain't going to motherfucking Chicago. We going to Jamaica. We going
Yeah.
to Bora Bora.
Her new
I'm
name
like,
is I Got It. That's all she says to you now. How do you react? Like I said, me
doesn't
personally.
matter. Doesn't matter the after you answer the initial question, which is once you find out how do you react. Also, doesn't matter the lie that she was telling you the whole time that she was covering it up. Like if she tell you I got a book deal or some dumb shit like where all this extra money came from, does it matter that she lied?
If I don't see that bitch writing nothing, then I'm gonna be mad. Like,
I mean, that's just hypothetical. It could.
all right, but I'm saying if whatever your lie is has nothing to do with what I've been seeing you doing, like if you say, "Oh, I've been doing X, Y, and Z," but there's no proof of it.
Are y'all married or no?
This is
Well,
wifey. You married.
Well, married, then no.
I mean,
Oh,
in my case,
That shit don't
it'd be hard.
Is
It'd
it a
be hard
divorce?
to turn.
Is it cause for divorce or breakup?
No,
That's
you,
the
you don't
question.
shut that shit down.
I think
You shut it down, so
that's
she's
something-
had her
yeah,
fun.
I gotta shut it down.
It's done.
She's
Yeah,
had her
you
fun,
can't
but
do
now
that.
My nigga.
You can bring home
Y'all
20
think,
G's. 20 G's. You gotta shut that down.
Y'all think it's that easy?
What?
Because that can spring us into a whole nother topic. Y'all think
That's
it's
what
just
I'm
gonna be that
But
easy?
if it's
You
not,
don't make 10 stacks a
But I'm
month.
saying if it's not that easy,
Okay.
and if you making it about the money, then that's a problem. Because the money shouldn't matter. I mean, money matters, but like
Yeah, she
You-
gonna tell
you
your
can-
broke ass go home.
nah,
She gonna tell your broke ass shut the fuck up.
But you don't see that leading to other
not
things.
necessary. Not necessary. Like if you directing your household in the way it should be directed,
Then she shouldn't
that
have to
should
go
be easy.
do that.
Yeah, that in the first place.
But
yeah.
if she goes to do that, then it's almost like if you ain't coming up with, if you don't
Yeah.
can't
rebuttal
match
what she's
me.
doing
No, but I'm saying,
financially, if you can't take care of yourself and
Her.
this $10,000, $20,000 new dollar worth of new income she's bringing in,
You are a deficit.
y'all skipping the fact that
You are a
Thinking
liability.
ahead.
if y'all skipping the fact that if it got to this point,
You are in the red.
ain't that only what's that? That's it right there.
Yeah, I was sitting here looking at you. I'm like, down on this, you know?
Nasty nigga.
See what this talking about.
Nasty nigga.
But y'all skipping the fact
You are a
that
deficit.
if y'all got to the point where she going behind your back to do this thing, this OnlyFans thing to make money,
Like
like,
we
it
go
was- it was-
cliche.
it was something already going
Your
on.
business, you wouldn't do
No,
it right. in
see,
the
my
first-
thing is,
No.
say she making that 10 G, say she making that 10 G's, but at the end of the day, I would did it because of this. All right, she making the 10 G's.
You would attempt
but,
that.
But look, nah, you can attempt to do it, but at the same time,
Because-
you might come across that
Because
person and
6
be like,
months,
look,
because in
I
6
give you-
months,
I give you two
she's
bands
made-
if you do a little extra. So
in
it
6
goes
months,
on
she's
more.
possibly made more than what you made that whole year.
Facts.
So now it's like, well, shit. Now I ain't gotta hide it. I can do more.
so you would
And
say,
make more
Right.
money.
so you
So
would
you
sell
accept-
yourself
I'm not
out-
saying-
you would sell yourself out for some money.
For a limited time
Nah,
offer.
nah,
I'm like the
Your
Burger
wife
King
already
snack
sold
one.
out.
She
So
let
what
it
you
go.
what you gonna put a time limit on it? They
That's
say,
not
are you
gonna
gonna
happen.
go for such more,
That's
such
not
more
gonna
time?
No, if she loves me, she's going to look out for
She
me.
love you. She
Look
love
out for
money.
me enough to be like, all right,
She don't like
I
you.
got
She
35,000. I can go get me an apartment real quick. Fuck you, bitch.
All right, but so
I can go get a nice wholesome bitch that
how
goes
can
to
you-
church.
How can you think like that if she was already hiding all this money from you from the jump?
Hide
That
it.
is gonna go to you. I'm
No,
gonna get a
because
That's not happening.
I'm gonna play nice.
Nah, nice
Nah.
don't pay. Nah, man.
No, because she's not. Because if she's willing to hide it, means she's not. She's willing. She doesn't want to lose me.
Not necessarily true.
Facts.
Yeah, because
Not
if
no.
not, you could have came to me when you first started and say,
I don't
"I'm
believe
doing this. If you with it, cool. If you're not, then deuces."
But
if you
she
hid it
also
from me for
got-
6
No,
months,
yeah.
that means you
She-
don't
or
want
she
me to
would've-
know
Behind
no
it,
more.
she
to hide
would've
the
never-
fact that she
or
making
she
that
would've
much
never
money.
did
Making that type of money. Yeah.
Or she
You
would have
could
never
be
did
doing
it.
that. It could be. You could be right.
No, what I'm saying is, the way I put it out there, that's not a possibility because I said that Shorty's like really spending on you. Like she's making it evident that she has she has a
Successful-
spike in her income.
But
Yeah.
she ain't spending every last dime that she bringing extra on your ass.
No, she's not.
But
That's-
she's
that's not- but she's
bringing
spending
you
some
the
of it.
scraps.
She's
She's
spending a
spending
lot
some-
of it.
She's
on
spending
you-
enough of it
y'all.
on me to where I'm like, dang, these J's is hitting.
That's what I'm saying. Like Shorty is really like, Shorty really done took over your role. Like,
if she
so
got
answer
me
this:
dripping,
are you shutting it down solely
I ain't
on
shutting
pride?
it down.
I mean, it's your
I'm
question.
talking to
So
y'all
if
two
you-
niggas.
if you
Are you
don't-
shutting it down because she making more money than you?
I'm shutting it
No,
down
it's not
because
about
If I shut it down, it's not because
I'm
of that.
shutting it down because
shutting it
I'm
down
talking
because-
about them because they're
I'm
so
shut-
adamant
no,
about
'cause
that.
I'm-
That shit
I'm
ain't
shutting-
flying.
no,
and
I'm
that-
shut- I'm
It's
shutting it
already
down.
flew.
No,
Listen, I'm
It
shutting it
done
down
flew.
because it's the principle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
just
still
not right.
it's still
It done
somewhat
flew.
shape form of prostitution.
It done flew. It's already off the ground. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it
We
but try
made
to
it.
Let me
act
tell y'all
big
something.
and
So
tough.
all right, so now
What are you
listen.
talking about?
How you
It's-
just said it's nothing you can do. How can he say, all right, I'm gonna go with it, and then 6 months later, I'm gonna tell her to stop. You think she gonna go for that? That don't make
No,
sense.
He
no,
don't
listen,
care 'cause he
I'm not
leaving.
going. I'm not going to
No,
tell her
he ain't said he
anything.
was leaving.
No, listen to me. Listen, she tells me she's been doing it. I'll be like, dang, babe.
No,
really?
first off, she never told you. Your man's told you. That's how you found out.
All right, am I still getting my bills paid and I'm fresh?
Yeah,
No,
Fact.
is my bills paid?
Yeah, but
Am I fresh?
the bills is paid
Fact.
because at the time you paying the bills,
You
but she
still
still
working.
ain't told you.
You
So
working.
you
You
still
ain't quit your
working
job.
paying the bills.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool. So, all right, now
Y'all switching up.
I'm about to say that's what I'm about to say. Now,
We just putting in detail that y'all is trying to breeze past like it's not
Yeah.
happening. at the
all
same
right, cool.
time.
All right, listen. What y'all saying? All right, now my man's tell me. Slab come to me and say, "Yo, Jones, Shorty been
Shorty
doing
ass
X,
naked.
Y, and
Bang, bang,
Z.
bang.
This is how she been living." I'm gonna go up to her and be like, "Damn, baby, you ain't tell me about X. You ain't tell me you been, busting it open, busting it wide open, girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you gonna respond?
This your wife.
The fuck I'm supposed to just walk in?"
You gonna walk in there, damn, baby, you ain't tell me you was busting open, baby. Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
so
you
as
said
a
it,
man
yeah.
though,
So
but as a
y'all gonna
nah,
beat her.
but so as a so
Y'all
as
gonna
a,
beat her.
That's what you ask. Yo, what you want me to come in there and do?
No.
What the hell
No,
is
I mean,
going on?
You don't be upset. You
But
can't be
look.
there paying like, damn, baby, I ain't know get that like that.
But you gotta think of it. You gotta think of it like this. But like as a man though, as a man, and this is your wife. This supposed to be your other half or whatever case you want to be. What man allows his woman to
Allows? I don't know. If I'm working, what
if
the
she
fuck
tell? But listen, if you confront her and she tell you and you go along with it, you are now allowing her. So this could transpire to something else.
Yeah, nigga, I don't know what you heard
The question
about
is,
me.
the question
I'm a
is,
PIMP
why
at this
haven't
point.
y'all niggas? The question is, we figuring out all these ways to stop her from getting her shine on, getting her motherfucking paper right. Why you niggas ain't found a way to make 10 G's?
Oh,
a month?
time out. What was she doing before this to make money?
She was
She worked at
She
Wal-
worked
paralegal.
at it.
She was a paralegal.
Yeah, she had a good job. She had a nice little.
She was
decent
making
job.
less than you.
Okay.
You was handling everything. You was getting your grind on. You was putting the bacon on the table.
So when she, all right. So like Smoke said, when she started bringing all this random money out of nowhere, you still going through paying the bills because you used to doing that, right? Well, she
No,
come
we're
to
not
you-
talking about the deception
no,
right
no,
now.
I'm
We just
just
talking
saying.
about like you just find out.
All right.
You find out where all this extra money that came from. Where you find out. Now that you found out, are you rolling with it or are you?
No, we're not
No.
rolling with it.
So, all right. So,
You ain't
let's,
y'all gonna-
let's
You
move
ain't
on. Let's
supposed to
move
roll.
on.
It's not about the money.
Because now you
All right,
only
listen,
know it's
listen,
about the
listen.
money.
Let's move on.
Because you was
So
already,
y'all
the money is
did-
really irrelevant. You was already handling it
All
before
right,
it
so,
came.
all right, listen.
So what if
Let's-
she tell y'all it is about the money now, and I'm making
I wanna
all this
move on
money,
and
and
talk about
now
something else.
I'm making all this money now. So what are
You
you
heard
gonna
that?
do?
I'm gonna be like I'm packing my shit.
All right, then.
Gone.
I mean, if that's
All right, so
Y'all
we
gonna
gonna-
look like hoes.
Nah, you
look
gonna look like a
Y'all
whole.
look like a
You
female.
gonna look like a whole with
Better
your
be
girl right there
careful
next
what
to you like
you
this.
say to me.
She already did it.
Y'all gonna look like Yvette when she got in the car and was like, "He don't love me no more."
Pull off. Get me out of here.
All right, next topic.
What you want?
Next thing. Let's see. Bro, pull your phone up. I sent you the list because I'm using my phone right now to record in 4K. I spent some bread on a new iPhone for this purpose right here. So, what we at? What we got?
We got
Let's talk.
Black History Month already.
Yeah,
Is Tom Brady leaving?
Tom Brady's leaving the Patriots. So right now, there's many reports coming out of Boston saying that there hasn't been no talks between New England and Tom Brady, and the vibe everybody's getting, George is going to sleep because he's not a sports guy, but the vibe that everybody's getting is Tom Brady is preparing himself to leave New England and go play for somebody else.
Right.
My thing is,
Who?
Tom Brady.
I mean,
Oh, who's gonna play for? So right now, the talks have been really, to me, I think it's like a 2 to 3 team race. The Tennessee Titans have been talked about. The LA Chargers, but they probably third. The one that's kind of low key shocking to me is the new Las Vegas Raiders. Mainly because it's going to be a hot commodity to have the first. I won't say pro team because there's a hockey team in Vegas, but come on, let's be real. The only real professional sports or
Oh,
baseball.
we're talking about the Raiders went to Vegas.
This is their first year in Vegas, so
Yeah.
we gotta make a way to go there. I know Karl Mark. I know he's cool with the Raiders
Oh,
as
yeah,
his
that's
team.
his team.
I want to make
That
my
shit
way to
crazy.
Vegas.
They left Oakland to go to Vegas.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, this doesn't sound like a topic anyone cares about. So I'm just gonna say I hope Tom Brady does leave, just because I like to see.
Fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, I like to see some
Yeah, I
different
ain't never
shit.
fuck with that bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, I like to see some different shit.
But I do
so
want to see him like.
I just want to see. I would like to see him
Yeah.
leave, so that way you can see
If he
who-
really nice or not,
that, and you can see who was the reason why they was winning. Was it Belichick or was it Brady?
or was the O line?
Yeah, who was it? The
So what
O-line?
happens? Here's a scenario. What happens if everybody is saying that, right? What happens if Belichick and Brady meet each other in the AFC Championship, or even in the Super Bowl? If Tom Brady just so happens to go to the NFC, which Dallas, they saying a lot of rumblings about that. What happens if they meet each other in the game, or the actual game, or the game before the game?
Who wins? Whoever wins is going to be the one.
I
that's
don't
gonna
think
say,
it's that simple.
I don't care if you
If
if
you
you
get
make it
in
to the
that
Super
scenario.
Bowl, you won't say, "Oh well, they're evenly. Well, they both helped each other out." Nah, now you
that's
got-
what I think.
You got to play the
You
game.
can't even compare them like who's better because
It's not who's better. Who was the cause of most of the success?
And I think it's 50-50.
But it's for neither one of them. It's not dependent on them solely because it's
It's
team
the
effort.
ultimate team
effort.
sport. It's
One
like
person
defense.
don't- yeah.
That's true.
Belichick hoodie wearing ass ain't going on the field covering nobody.
That's true. Who
So-
better, LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Who better, LeBron or Mike? Because y'all niggas just saying
Mike.
Kobe 'cause
Jordan.
he passed away.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
You
just...
see, I didn't say shit.
Yeah,
I didn't say shit.
Kobe's my man, so that I think Kobe better than everybody. But let's make it a real conversation. LeBron or MJ?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan better than everybody.
All right. You saved yourself, because I was about to say y'all niggas just saying that because don't nobody like LeBron. But
I love him.
You-
I
you
don't
said-
say I love
you are a
LeBron.
LeBron fan,
I'm a
yeah.
LeBron fan.
but
He's a great
MJ
player,
better than
man.
everybody.
I like when LeBron wins.
Michael Jordan.
I don't watch the
He better than everybody.
when LeBron lose.
There's never been a player to bounce a basketball that's better than
Not
Michael Jordan.
yet.
Except for a nigga in Pelican Bay that got life and
As
we
a
ain't
brother,
know that nigga was
it's a
that
brother
nice.
up north, like
Yeah.
you said back in 04. It's a brother up north better than Jordan.
It's a nigga in jail right now that's better than Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nigga that probably bust Michael Jordan ass on some pickup game shit, and he couldn't make it to the league because he had that many felonies on his record.
You know?
Probably.
So, but that's that. All right, I asked you this question earlier, so I'm gonna ask them two now. What would you prefer to happen if something had to happen? A gun to your head. They gave you two choices, right?
My dick suck. Good.
That's
Good.
that's my first choice.
Good.
All right. Would you publicly allow somebody to post all your search history? And for the iPhone users, this includes the incognito private mode, everything in your search history, or post all the text messages in your lifetime since you've been texting.
What? Hold on. So, what's the question? Would I rather have somebody post all my text messages in my lifetime or all my
your
search history?
Yes.
Search history.
Yeah, I said
Hands
Search
down.
history.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, search
Hands
history.
down.
You can't look at my text because that's incriminating. And
Yeah,
that's
you speaking. So
Yeah,
I can
that's
make up
me.
anything.
That's
for-
everything, dog.
for
Must
searching,
come to the
yeah.
light.
Yeah,
I might
to
get
the
in
light.
trouble for some shit that I did
I
10
can
years
explain
ago.
to
that's me.
Searches.
My search history, I can tell you motherfuckers now. Outside of looking up sports shit or music shit, if you want to know the nitty gritty, porn. That's basically your search
Man.
history. My phone has
Classics.
it done popped up and said, "Hey, you have 92 viruses," and I was like, "Well, I'm horny, and we gonna make it 93."
Red bones with purple hair.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you gonna see in my shit.
Yes.
Or ebony.
Ebony.
You gonna see
Ebony,
milfs.
Ebony Solo.
Milfs.
I like Solo because it makes me feel like it's just me and her.
Freestyle.
I don't want somebody else. I don't
Amateur.
Amateur. Right in the
All
hall,
day.
on the couch, just like this by herself.
Vanessa Blue.
Big black cocks, little white twats. That's what you gonna see.
That sounds so Dundalkish. That sounds so Dundalkish. Oh shit! I was like, what the fuck is my shit? I don't know. Come on, Slag, give us something else. We got dead air. You got this. I think that's my password.
Let's see.
I need my whole computer to put my password in. Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Darius got coochie.
Shout out to Darius, man. He couldn't make it tonight
Yep.
for whatever reason.
In Parliament.
Nestle's crunch. He got a Nestle's crunch.
Shout out to Darius, man. Shout out to Doc. Shout,
Shout out to my real niggas, man.
yeah, shout out Cuddy Rowe. Just everybody, man. Shout y'all niggas out, man.
Hold up. Now that we got you here,
Got who here?
the man, the engineer, the
Oh, I'm about to say,
Pepsi
I'm
Man.
always here.
Pepsi man.
Yes.
What I want to know, what the world wants to know, and by the world I mean little ass Baltimore. What we want to know,
Oh, shut up. I don't
It's-
want to hear about it.
huh?
It's coming.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can't talk about that
yeah.
on film.
No
We can't
comment.
talk about that on film
Yeah.
because there is an ongoing investigation.
I just want to know how you felt. I just want to know how it made you feel. I just want to know what, in your time of what, rather
What were
anger.
you
If
and-
we are going to put this episode out, we have to tell the people exactly what we're talking
And
about.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that off mic.
Oh,
I've already had the conversation with him, so
Oh,
his
Tell
reaction,
them, man, it's not what you think.
his reaction is gonna be almost like what our reaction was. Yeah, just like that. Just
come
like that.
on, man. That's in my Chris Carter voice. Come on.
Yeah, just like that.
Where the
So
fuck Chris Carter at?
they fired his ass. I don't know
But
why.
I know he got fired, but damn, like, where the nigga at, though?
Dropped
Like,
off the earth.
Is if it ain't ESPN or
that nigga back in
FS1,
Youngstown, Ohio, smoking crack,
Ah.
reflecting on how he
I
done
hate
came up and got put
He
down.
said reflect.
That's what he doing. That's what he doing.
smoking butters.
He done
All
got.
right,
he done
speaking
fell back on
of
liquor.
crack and illegal things, and this kind of segue off
Drugs,
of
baby.
what they were talking about with George, but we can't really talk about too much. Catherine Pugh.
Ah,
Yeah, you want to talk about that now, don't you? You want to shit on her, don't
Yeah,
you?
you wanna
Shit on a
her.
black woman on Black History Month.
How dumbass shit
You
is.
jigaboo.
She dumb as
Yeah,
shit.
but what y'all think about
Watch
Oprah?
your
They
mouth.
gave her 3 years, yo. They gave her 3 years,
That's
yo.
fucked up.
Yeah.
For hustling children's books.
That's that blue collar.
They gave her
white
3
collar.
years.
Yeah. She
Feds.
yeah,
The
Fed
feds
time.
gave it to her.
Fed time, so she gotta do that
She
time.
ready to sit down for real?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
gotta sit down. And you know the feds is not like the
She
states.
going like minimum security. prison.
Yeah, she not gonna be in
Yeah.
population
It's
like
gonna
a
be like the
jail.
Martha
Yeah.
Stewart type shit.
Yeah, she ain't doing
But
that.
she a felon now.
But
So,
what you think about people
They
like
said
Ellie?
so.
She like, what's she like, 80?
All right, so let's break this down.
I'd rather be a felon than have to take a swelling.
So let's break this down. She got in trouble for
Stealing.
stealing the money that was
That's
for her books.
Flipping. Flipping.
She was for the books, right?
Yeah.
Taking government
So
money,
she was
flipping
stealing
it.
money for her books. Now she need money for on her books. You see how life comes at you full circle?
She got good shit too.
Yeah, but
She is. She is.
I believe she
Stephanie Rollins
she
looked
got
a
some
little
money
better.
put to the side somewhere.
Man, fuck that bitch.
Alright.
That's how we take it. That's how it goes. That's how it
Fuck
goes.
Stephanie.
Fuck
That
that
was
beat shot
That
slam.
bitch called us crazy hooligans, monkeys, all that.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
sponsors.
like a dog.
Fuck that bitch.
That was
man.
not me. I
She ain't
want
the man no
sponsors.
more.
She's not, but she's
Yeah,
still.
we gonna get
You don't want
Fuck
anyone
her
talking
ass.
about your mom like that.
Yeah,
Fuck
but we
her
gonna
and
get
that
sponsors
hairdo
because
she
everybody,
always
I don't like her hair.
everybody's entitled to a
Her
opinion.
hair, she got the
So,
hairstyle like Eleanor from Rock. Come on, Eleanor.
Fuck that bitch.
What else is on the list, man? How long we at this thing? 'Cause I'm tired.
Yeah.
All right, let's run down through some more. What else we got? What looks interesting?
Oh, boy.
Let's go with the names. Because I just feel like joking some more.
Names kids have to grow into. Or
Yeah.
I'll amend it and say names that's just fucked up for your parents to give you.
And now, when I say this, as a 30-year-old person, the name probably fits by now.
There's some
you're-
names that's like fucked
But
up
when
forever.
you're 2-3 years old as a toddler going into daycare, It just sounds weird to say, yes, I'm here to pick up Lamar.
Nicandria.
No, not those type of
Yeah,
names.
we ain't talking the freaky.
I mean, it's a baby named Bertha or Margaret,
The old people.
Leonard,
Leonard, Leonard,
Margaret,
Lamont,
uh,
Howard,
Geraldine,
Gerald.
Irene,
I'm gonna try to say it. Well, Isaac's not that bad, but Isaac's
Franklin,
Zach.
I think Franklin is up there.
Bartholomew.
First of all,
Hold on, hold on. What was the question?
the question is names that kids have to grow into, or that if you see a 2-year-old and you say, "Oh, I didn't know you had a kid. What's your son's name?" And they,
Thaddeus.
yes,
Thaddeus,
Thaddeus.
there we go. Ebenezer.
Ambrosius.
Daddy, Lord Daddy.
Boy, I'm proud of me.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Did we already say Gregory?
I got look, real shit. Let me tell you, I got a cousin named Gregory, right?
Third name.
He's from Virginia. He's one of my.
got a
He was on my
cousin named
that's my
Irene.
mother's side, but he was like closer to my grandmother. But I can't stand it.
Benjamin.
Benji. Benji for short. That's just so weird. The names that people give. I'm not gonna act like my son that got the best name.
The
in the
only
world.
way I give you a pass is if it's a junior or a third or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
then it was like, hey,
you
nigga,
ain't got
You
no
had,
choice.
you ain't
I gotta
choice.
live. I gotta
This
live
my
through it, nigga.
seed.
You gonna live through the shit. Fuck you, man.
This my
I got
seed.
picked on
He
here.
gonna have my name. This my seed.
Man, I feel like we just been all over the place today.
Fuck.
That's what you. That's what that's what it is.
That's cool. That's the first one.
Yeah.
That's the first of
It's
many.
real. That's how you.
It's the first of many. My plan with this is to take this shit over the road.
Mm-hmm.
You'll take the selfies. My plan is to take this shit over the road, so we might be here one episode. We might be across town over D house. We might even we might pile us all up in the bus and take it to DC and go holler at George. We just want to just do this shit weekly, bring something for the fans that we don't have yet that we will have.
You know, we just need.
I've been
Something,
sitting down.
something
and
that's
this couch is
coming
like
out of
real low.
Baltimore. You know,
Something
trying to
fresh,
find
something
something
new.
positive.
Something fresh, something new, something relatable, whatever you want to say. Slab is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, what time is it? Time check.
Time to go.
12:07.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's 5 o'clock?
You got
Yeah, man.
12:07.
Oh, it's midnight. I
You
got
got hot on
to
the
go.
road too, don't you?
Yes.
I gotta go. George gotta go to DC. My son's in the house watching Netflix uncontrollably. No one's stopping him. Cause my son doesn't sleep on the
And
weekends.
it's your boy Smoke, man, and I'm out.
Yeah, let me get up.
Holla.
If you gonna save it, my guy.